The Alleghany Journal has found Lelia Taylor, and we wanted to know a lot more about Connections Plus Healthcare Hospice. In the meantime, we're running an ad that says, hey, become a volunteer. So, Ms. Taylor, we were hoping you could answer a few of our pesky questions this afternoon, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jerry, for having me. And yeah, I'd love to go into Connections Plus Healthcare and Hospice. We were previously Rockbridge Area Hospice and Mountain Alliance Hospice here in Clifton Forge, Covington area, and we've blended to become Connections Plus. So we're serving all of the surrounding counties and of Bath and Alleghany and Rockbridge. And I would say one of the biggest reasons we renamed is so that we could not just be hospice. We do hospice care, and then we also have a palliative care program that we're really working on developing more, which we're calling our AIC program, which is anybody that is suffering from serious illness or life-threatening illness. And it's an attempt to get people kind of on board with thinking about getting your ducks in a row and getting your, family things in a row and just having extra support in there. It's been mostly social work driven up to this point, but we're adding a medical component here in 2024, which is super exciting. So not only do we have hospice, but also just a palliative care program. And then we also offer grief counseling to the whole community, whether you've been through our services or not. That's kind of the reason for our name expansion, is that we're not just hospice, and we really want to encourage people coming in and using these resources and these connections that we have to help support families and their loved ones, people and their loved ones nearing the end of the life experience.
Boy, do we need you. I mean, we definitely need you. And so your ad says, hey, volunteering is cool and we need more volunteers. And all right, so A, we need you, and B, you need some additional volunteers. So how do I become a volunteer? I mean, like, how young can I be or how old can I be? Are there age restrictions? Or give us a little rundown on what the ideal volunteer is.
Yes, that I would love to answer that. So out of the hospice program, we do require 5% of all of our patient care to be volunteered and to be volunteer driven. So the need for volunteers is really great. And our highest request is patient care. So there's a lot of ways you can come and volunteer. Like you said, we can have anybody, I think, down to 16, I believe, is the 11 or 16. I might have to get back to you on that, with parent guardian signature. And then anybody, it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you're able to show up in some capacity. Some of our volunteers right now, I think we have a 88-year-old that we were just hanging out with this afternoon, helping us make baskets. So it's really, what you're able to do and how you're able to show up. And I think that's what I'm so excited about in this, as I've been in this program, is it's really up to the volunteers to bring their gifts and their talents to patient care. And, whether that's if you play an instrument and you want to go and sit with the patient and play a song for them, or if you love poetry and want to share some of that, we have what we call our legacy program, where, we have volunteers go, and if a patient has certain stories or even songs, especially being in Appalachia, where we have a lot of rich musical history, being able to record songs to be able to pass down to the families or keep for the loved ones or things like that. So that's our legacy program. If you're a veteran, we always need more veteran volunteers, and we offer we're joined with a program called We Honor Veterans, and so we go and are able to facilitate a pinning for a patient.
Wow, I had no idea that you. Yeah,
We just had somebody do one today in Bethany, and was able to honor him for his service, and he saw combat, and so to be able to honor that and really just celebrate those people is such a wonderful thing. So if you're a veteran, we can use you. We have people that make our bereavement hearts. So when one of our patients passes away, we give a packet to their family and loved ones, and it has this little stuffed fabric heart. So we have a lot of people here in the Clifton Forge area that love to quilt or sew, and so we have these hearts coming in. They're all handmade, and it's just this sweet token. So it really is up to the volunteer to bring their gifts and their talents and their passions and interests to these patients. And as long as you have a heart for for people and compassion and understanding that these people are nearing the end of their life. So for the most part, nearing the end of their life, and that's a very tender time. A lot can come up for a person and their families or their loved ones in that time. So, as long as you as a person understands that and is able to have compassion, then you would be a great volunteer.
I didn't formally volunteer, but I had a elderly neighbor who I just over the years we got to know better, and as a result of that was a real life enhancement. It wasn't a technically formal volunteer kind of situation, but I learned so much from this person. But there, many things, different lifestyles. You go in different directions. I couldn't grow tomatoes worth a darn, but this guy could.
Yeah.
And so I learned a tremendous amount from him. I didn't play any songs or anything like that, but it just seems to me that many volunteers out there in the Highlands may enrich their lives, not just enrich the lives of the person they're dealing with. They may enrich their lives by working with you closely.
And that's why I am so passionate about this. I feel like we're a very nonprofit organization, and we do have the structure in this this business, but one of our mottos is neighbors helping neighbors, and I really think before any of this, we were just people that was like, oh, I know my neighbor's in need, and also and showing up and doing that already, and also recognizing and honoring the beauty of connecting and learning and realizing that it is a two-way enrichment. And I absolutely love that, and I feel like that's kind of our goal, is to connect people. I really take time to get to know the volunteers, and I also attend all of the meetings about the patients. So I try and find a good pairing between a volunteer and a patient, and there's people that have very long lasting relationships, with the patients and their families. So,
all right. So if I'm out here in the Highlands community and I want to volunteer, do I go to 537 Main Street in Clifton Forge, or I guess it's 540-862-8820? What's the best way to contact you?
That is the best. Calling that number is the best way, and then asking for Lelia Taylor, that's me. Then I can get you started on that. I will get your email, and then we will start the onboarding process, which looks like filling out some paperwork, and running a background check. And we do keep your driver's license and auto insurance on file, because we record all of the miles that you drive all of the time, and that's all just required. And then we have 5.5 hours of online training through through our Relias platform, where you learned all about HIPAA and compliance and confidentiality, which is a really big piece in the medical system, and about what to expect end of life care, and spiritually, emotionally, physically, just things to be aware of. And it's really actually quite interesting. I was a volunteer before I started being an employee here, and I really enjoyed the online training. So, and then once that happens, we add you to your list, and we have a monthly volunteer meeting where we go into educational topics about this month. Next week actually is our legacy program training. So having tips and tricks of how to, if you do the legacy program, what that is. Then we're going to also have a vigil training in March, how to sit with somebody in the last hours of their life. So trainings kind of like that, and then also things that are required us to teach the volunteers.
One of the key things that any potential volunteer would want to know is, what kind of organization is this? And Connections Plus has a tremendous reputation. I mean, it's an honor both ways to get a quality person to volunteer with you, but it's also nice to know that you guys have solid background, great management, and you're somewhat elusive, though. It was a little difficult to find you, but it was probably me not having the right time to fit with you. So I know you're busy. You're very busy, and we do sincerely appreciate you taking the time to kind of explain the structure a little bit. I think, people they like to hang around with good people, and the service that you're providing around here is both much needed and quality. So, thanks.
And I want to add that we have services, no matter what, all walks of life, all incomes. There's no barrier for us being able to work with you, and I think that's something else that I have become really inspired by Connections Plus. Is our mission is neighbor helping neighbors, no matter what. So I just wanted to add that. But thank you so much, Jerry, for having me. Feel free to give me a call at any time, and let me know if you have any further questions or if I can be of any more assistance.
Well, you answered most of them. Thanks very much. Look forward to seeing you again.
Bye.
Bye now.